Last time on Elrya, you all managed to get out of the dungeon that you had just completed. You had a lot of conversations with the party that you had rescued and with each other about what led you to take this quest and what other kinds of things that you were just kind of doing in life, and what you are hoping to do next, and whether or not you will stay together. You ended up making your way to Rest Haven and spent the night there in one of the inns. And during that night, you maybe kind of had, throughout the process of traveling, basically agreed that you wanted to stay together, at least for a little bit. But at the tavern, you Vols brought up the conversation, and you landed on a party name, which, if I remember correctly, was the Wormwood Warriors.
www.
So you officially have a party name. You got wasted. Seraphine bought a keg of beer. And Carter passed out in his own puke, and it was a great night, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, you had basically, it was just kind of learning about each other for the whole session. Hopefully you guys learned a lot, and you did a little bit of shopping, a little bit of crafting, and then you made your way back to the Darnjust Tavern. You submitted your report and presented the alive adventurers as being alive. You received your payment, and actually, this is a good point to mention. You guys set aside 300 gold to make sure that you had enough to pay Bugbear Man. I went back and listened to the videos. Toby, I don't know if you remember this, and if not, that's fine. It just, sucks for you, but
No, he's right.
So when you guys hired the Bugbears, you guys had them just leave, but also you had them stop Balak from sacrificing one of the people that night when you were sleeping there. And when you did that, he went and did it and then came back and you paid him for it. Toby, you said that was 200 gold. That part of it was 200 gold. The other part of it was 500 gold. So it was 700 gold total. But when you did that, Toby, you said you paid him for the 200 gold part. And you checked it off the group document. But when I was looking at the version history, you only marked off 100 gold. Do you remember why, or if that was on purpose?
No. If it was just that, especially if it was just only the 100 and from like one spot, then no, it would not have been like that.
All right, get fucked.
We lost money.
Yep. So you set aside the 300. That's good. You can sack the 300, but then basically you owe them another 300 because you had already paid the 100. So that would be 50 gold apiece from each of your inventories.
There you go.
So basically, what I'm saying, get rid of the 300 you set aside, and then also knock off 50 gold apiece, and then you are good, and everything else you have is yours.
Nah.
That goes for everybody, just to be clear.
Everyone is getting rid of 50.
Everyone gets rid of 50, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then the 300 was just stuff that we had accumulated together.
I believe when Erich divided up how much gold you all had, he had taken away the 300, so.
I did indeed.
Okay.
But with that being completed, you got your reward. And you started discussing. You asked him about whether or not he knew about any cultists nearby. You asked the lieutenant. His name is Kolev. If he knew about any cults nearby, looking into the Shar cult, and he mentioned that probably, maybe, they're either deep in a city, hidden, or out in the wilderness. Probably is what he said, but he doesn't know of any specifics. And I think he might have. I think he actually directed you and said that Eliana usually knows what the fuck is going around, but I hesitate to recommend anybody talk to her. And Kurze then started heading off to go talk to Eliana, who has been chilling in the back of the tavern. So that's where we left off. I believe the rest of you went to go sit down. Oh, I think Seraphine and I don't know. Three of you went and sat together, and two of you went with Kurze, but I can't remember who. I guess you can change your mind now if you want. So I don't care. But
I'm not going with Kurze.
I went with Kurze.
Ethan, you said you did go with Kurze?
Did not.
Okay.
I went with Kurze though.
That's what I thought. I thought it was Seraphine.
Stuck back with Ethan.
Yeah. And I don't remember what V and Halcyon and Vols were doing.
Wow.
I don't know.
Maybe talking with the other group because they're hanging out now.
Well,
Nope.
I
I don't
remember V was gonna go talk to Donegal, and I thought good old
That's probably what it was.
Toby
yeah.
Vols was gonna go with. But if he wants to stay behind now, that's fine.
I think he's gonna go with you.
Incredible.
Yeah. So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Sure. All right. So Eliana is in the same spot that you left her. Chilling
yes,
there
it
with
was
hood
still-
up.
Yeah.
Yep. Sipping on a glass of wine.
I'll go over, put my hood up like I did the first time I met her,
Uh-huh.
and then take it down.
You get a smirk from her. She has her feet up on the table, and as you come over, she readjusts. She takes her feet off the table and sits down and kind of leans back in her chair. Doesn't say anything, just looks at you.
Good to see you again. Now, I said I was going to tell you how our journey went, but, and I'm just thinking this is a better thing. I think with how our journey is going, it'll be better if I tell you once I have more of a story going, because I don't want to leave you with a cliffhanger.
That's very gracious of you.
And I think you know a ton of things, and maybe some way to give you a little bit of in advance on making that story go faster so you don't have to wait as long is maybe you can help us get some information for the next bit. So we're looking for this Shar cultist group. And I was wondering if you know whereabouts on the Emerald Coast we might find certain sites of importance to Shar.
Interesting. I might know a lot of things. Why are you looking for them in particular?
Well, I mean, do you really want to spoil yourself on the story?
I suppose not. So you're looking for a group of Shar cultists. And what is it exactly that you'd like to know?
If there's any sites around that maybe have powerful significance of to her, or maybe something to do with this summer solstice? Is there any areas that tend to have any magical or religious significance on those times of the year?
There are many areas, yes. Likely dozens in the Emerald Coast that have significance at the solstices.
Is there any that pop into your mind of a particular value? Across the coast, maybe?
Oh, I mean, of particular value. The summer solstice, any point, frankly, up high on a mountain top is typically has exceptional, increased magical power on a summer solstice. With the exposure to the sun, the greater it is, more significant it is. When it comes to the winter solstice typically areas of open water where you can see the sky are the most strongly associated at night for the winter solstice. So as a default rule, those are good places to look for the solstices if you're interested in power. But I suppose it depends on what exactly you're looking for in a solstice. There are many reasons why a solstice might be important, and there's no necessarily being in a source of power during a solstice is something for a specific purpose. Solstices in and of themselves have plenty of significance without being in a place of special power.
Does make sense. Well, I think that makes sense enough. I kind of look over to Seraphine or Lorn. It's like, is there anything specific you guys can think of?
Why specific?
Are you asking why I would like to
She
know?
says that to you. Yeah, she says, why specific?
Well, I mean, it does help things a lot by furthering our goals if we have more specific details. But I suppose if we look at things more generally, it could also work at branching things out.
Being specific only helps you if you get an answer. But if you ask a specific question and you don't get an answer, well, then you've merely failed to get anything at all. Whereas if you add a broader question, you might get an answer you weren't expecting.
That's fun. That's fun. Vagueness can be helpful in its own way, then.
I find that whenever I'm looking for something, patience and vagueness are virtues, and urgency and specificity merely lead to roadblocks.
Mind if I write that down? That's a very good quote. All right. How about this? What's a good place to find people?
Amaroth is a wonderful place to find people nearby. It's a great shipping port. People come from all over, from Rusthaven and its border town, and people of all sorts of ilks, religious people and tradesmen and magicians and warriors searching for goods. It's one of the great port towns of the coast. One of the great three port cities, actually. If you were searching for Shar cultists, as you mentioned, you might not find them in Amaroth, but you may find people who know about them. Or you may find merely that they aren't there, which perhaps is helpful in and of itself.
If I were trying to conduct a powerful ritual and I wanted it to be hidden, where would I go?
Somewhere deeper into the peninsula, certainly. Not on the coast. There are many places of significant power. Even on the precipice of the high ridge of the peninsula, towers and places of battle and ruins of ancient civilization that, even if they don't hold significant magical power in and of themselves, they are secluded and perhaps hold objects that can be helpful to people who wish to hide themselves.
All right. I have no further questions, but these two might have some.
When you look at Seraphine, she looks even more like confused. Like significantly more confused than when we started the conversation.
Just ask her a question.
So you're a wine person.
Yes, indeed. I love it. Red wine is my favorite.
I kind of give Seraphine a thumbs up.
I don't really have any more questions.
All right, well.
Are you a fae?
Good luck. Am I a fae? What an interesting question. No, I'm not a fae.
Okay.
I kind of looked at Seraphine like, nice, that's good. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
They are rather intriguing creatures, though.
Yeah, definitely.
She winks at you, Seraphine.
Yeah. Of course she does.
Well, I don't think we'll, just in case we don't see you for another stretch of time, do take some time to walk around, you know. I'm sure it can't do you any good to, stay sitting here for too long.
That's cute.
Gotta keep that blood pumping.
Oh, I have plenty of blood, don't you worry.
Oh,
that's good. Alrighty. See you next time.
Mm-hmm. She puts her feet back up on the table. And we'll look back to the other three of you as V goes to talk to Donegal.
Right.
and the way that she talked made me really think she was fae.
She's probably a vampire or something.
Just casually. Just a vampire. Alright. How's Donegal and friends doing?
They're having a great time. They've got a round of drinks in front of them. They're eating some breakfast. Well, actually, it's probably not breakfast time. I can't remember. I think it was midday. They're eating some lunch. And they're just chatting, they're just kind of chilling, yeah.
Oh man, well, looks like you guys are all doing well over here. Hard to believe that only a day ago we were fighting tooth and nail to get out of that cave.
I assume you're directing your voice. Are you directing your voice at anyone specific, I guess I should
All of them, just the
all
group.
of them.
Looks like they're doing good, you know.
Yeah, I'll kind of nod, and a few of them kind of laugh as they finish a conversation or something, and I guess, sure, we'll say Maria speaks up still as the spokesperson. Goes, yeah, it's crazy how fast things can change. But it feels good to be out in the open again and have some cold beer and warm food and, not be in danger of our lives. I think we'll enjoy that for a little bit before we head back out.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful to me. I mean, I've definitely missed having some warm food, even though I've been able to prepare at least something. Cave food doesn't taste as good as fresh meat and crops.
Yeah, especially not the kind that the goblins give you.
Well, I'm glad that we can all put that behind us, but as you mentioned about moving forward, now V is going to direct herself to Donegal. I was wondering what you were planning to move out with the rest of this team and stick together, but as my mission, I need at least something from you to return home. So if you have a letter or something to give back to your family at home to let them know that you're safe, that's continuing my mission.
Certainly, that would be extremely helpful. Yeah, I was gonna have to take a detour to head back to Amaranth, but or no, I can't. I never ended up looking back. We'll say that it's not Amaranth. It's the little town. It's the little town south of Resthaven. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
If you can head back to the village, then that'd be very helpful. Go see my dad and maybe my uncle. Yeah, I can write a little letter, and I'll put together a little trinket or something, so they'll know it's me.
They would appreciate that. They did talk highly about your artificer skills as well.
Oh, that's very kind of them. Who was it that you spoke to? You met my father, or
both your father and your uncle? He kind of takes a seat by him. Yeah, surprised that you didn't go into the trade business. You still managed to become an adventurer in the end.
Yes, well, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I like to make things that are useful for adventuring, and when we stop by at villages and stuff, I can sell off some of my crafts that I had time to make that maybe I was just doing for fun, or stuff that we didn't use, and we can trade it for other equipment. So, I got a bit. It's a bit of like it's a little bit of a traveling business, you might say.
These eyes gonna shine a little bit. I see. Well, that is maybe something I could start getting into, especially once I head back and learn some trade skills from your family there. Well, hopefully. I mean, that was part of the deal for that, but I mean, just making little whatnots or potions, as you probably have done a bit of, would be a good way to pass the time and keep the creative juices flowing.
Yeah, that's a great way to keep myself occupied.
Well, there's definitely one more thing that I have convinced myself to, but I'll leave you guys to your food and drink as he gets up and waves.
All right, I'll get to writing that letter. Maybe he sits down and pulls a piece of paper out of his bag and starts writing.
I'll be right over here as V points over to like the like bar counter with Daphne. So that's where V's going next.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and I will, just to kind of set the scene, I guess, a little bit more for you guys. As it's been a little while since most of you have been here. In the guild hall, you see several groups of people, right? So in the back corner is Eliana, who is just kind of sitting there in a black robe with a black hood on, with her glass of wine, her feet up on the table. Some nice purple boots with some shiny silver studs on them. And at the bar, there is a male Azmar who maybe a couple of you had seen before, and he's sitting there just kind of chatting with Daphne, actually, as you mentioned. Seems to be middle-aged, but like a warrior type, who is sitting there. And then throughout the tavern, there's a few groups of people who are scattered about at several tables. A couple, party of 4 or 5 or 2 even. And also there is a stage with some live music being played. And of course, the life of the tavern is the old turtle sitting kind of at the second row from the stage, who's just chilling there. He's kind of, every once in a while, he kind of lifts up his glass and just dances in his staff, and he just kind of dances a little bit in his chair, or he sits down and he kind of like taps his foot to the music. And he seems to be just living his best life. So it's a pretty lively tavern, several people in here. And every once in a while, someone will head out and, come back in. Maybe, yeah, I mean, you guys have only been here for less than a couple hours at this point, but yeah. So you can head to the bar if you would like. At this point, I would say after your conversation, the 6 of you meet back up.
Well, I guess if V's just gonna kind of do that on her own, I guess. Vols, do you want to look at job board with me?
Sure.
Also, is there like
follow V.
Is there like a map in here, or that you have, Vols, of the Emerald Peninsula?
There's definitely a map.
Okay.
I definitely don't have a map, but it wouldn't hurt to maybe grab one for wherever we're going next.
Ooh, only Pam has a map. Wait, wrong.
Yeah, my thought.
It's not.
Oh, cool. Thanks. My thought is that we could try and find another guild base that's maybe closer to what we actually want. If it's... Oh my gosh, how do I have hiccups still?
Jesus.
It's a curse. Well, I could maybe find another guild hall as more of a base of operations if there's one closer to where we actually want to be. Is there any kind of marking on the map here of such?
Of guild halls?
Yes. Or good locations.
Or
Or places that have them.
is there any marking on the map of guild locations?
If not, I will ask Daphne.
I don't know. I'm inclined to say that's probably something they would have. But Sure, I'd say there's probably some markings on the map that are labeled guild. I think they'd probably be clearly like written on with like a pencil or something on top of the map, as opposed to like being part of the print of the map itself.
Sure.
And this being just a map of the Emerald Peninsula, I assume you're looking for where the guild locations are.
Yeah, or just kind of... Well, I think right now I'm getting more of a sense of what this place organization is like, and where, and just getting more accustomed to the map. But yes, trying to find
just getting
guild
like
locations.
a broad sense of like where they operate out of,
and where it might be close to places we're interested in.
Yeah.
So, I would say that on the map, there would be a guild location that is marked probably, there's probably one around here. I'm not going to say that it's perfect, but it's set in stone, but along this river there is one.
Beep.
Bird.
There is probably one.
You. What?
Could just do this.
Nice.
Well, now I'm just confused. I'm dragging my Scadian tile, the dragon, but it's showing the bird.
They're one of the same.
It does do that sometimes.
All right, I guess that's that then.
I can fix it. It's actually, let me fix it real quick.
That is interesting.
Where the fuck did he come from? Is he reptile? Yes, he is. He's a reptile. Update token, and then...
Well...
Oh, it's the token one. Okay, weird.
Hey, that could be our team. Because
oh, yeah,
you
are the worms, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, select the mascot this time.
There you go.
There's probably one that is up north more. Call it probably. Where would they put one up here?
I'm gonna be right. Come on, right here. Totally right there.
Right here.
Yep, right
Possible.
there. I'd say probably like around here.
No, it was a mountain away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that would be closer to that one. Trade would be easier. No.
And on the Emerald Coast, that's probably it.
Just the two?
The three, yeah.
Well,
three, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, wait.
Here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, no, that one's too big.
Okay. Well, that's...
There's maybe
one
more. There's one. We'll say there's one more. Over here on the.
What? That's crazy.
On the east, on that river.
The river?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
So, you're thinking maybe using one of these as like a home base for us?
Well, if we're using it to just kind of have a little bit of a base of operations where we just take quests, look around. That
makes sense.
It's the place to do it out of.
Well, all those other ones, at least according to the map, seem pretty far away. So,
Yeah.
not sure where our next destination is, but if it's anywhere near here, maybe we just stick here.
Would not be opposed.
Arda would probably have some sense of knowledge that, kind of part of the point of the guild is that they are in areas that are conduits for adventure, which typically is synonymous for very much out of the way of civilization.
Gotcha.
So, or on the border between civilization and not.
Right. Okay.
Would either of us had really heard V's conversation?
I mean, if you went with him, then, which you said you did, I presume so.
Yeah, but we stepped away to look at the job board, so I don't know if
Did you do
we could
that
still
after
overhear.
or before? I feel like that's kind of a you thing.
Yeah, that's up to you.
Yeah.
I guess I would have probably at least been present for V's conversation, not really just adding anything. At least for the first half of it. And
That's what I would have presumed.
Left mid conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Hey, understandable. That's how it goes.
And then once I
this
saw
is a
how
AV
get up,
conversation.
I followed him. But I think I would have heard V, or one of V or Donegal mention Amaroth. I forget who, or that village.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the village, yeah.
So I would probably get up after that, walk over to Halcyon. After looking at the job board for a little bit, I would be like, so, have you been anywhere else near here? Like any of the other big cities along the coast?
This is my first time on the peninsula. I've really only been in Terrason.
Gotcha.
And I guess Ventus for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
When I suddenly became me. For the first time.
Right. Well, I guess based on your experience, where would you want to go next?
Well, in terms of personal preference, anywhere that sounds cool.
Can't argue with that.
I just think something exciting and adventurous, that'll be enough for me.
I can agree with that. I'm sure there's plenty of places still yet to uncover and explore, even around a more civilized area like this.
Yeah, and if we end up going more in the middle of the peninsula, that would be pretty cool too. Looks like there's a lot of interesting natural developments up there.
Yeah, I haven't really been much further than the second cliff face here. So going even further in would definitely be intriguing.
Yeah, I'm curious what the Gemheart Lake really is.
I wouldn't mind going down to Weldonholder Never seen a forest that big before.
Yeah. I mean, I come from a lot of forest, but seems pretty special over here.
I think that would be pretty much it for our convo.
Well, I guess while they're having theirs, we can head over to Daphne real quick. As V approaches, kind of like twirling her hair a little bit, stepping over. Hey, Daphne, it has been a while, yeah?
Daphne kind of chuckles as she finished up her conversation with the guy at the bar. And
Oh shoot, yeah, I did want to listen in a little bit on them first, see what they were talking
oh,
about.
sure.
Yeah. Just as approaching, just hearing what they're talking about. I forgot about him.
Make a perception check.
Will I do?
While you're trying to listen and just like, oh hey, oh fuck.
Fuck, I forgot.
I forgot to add that as one of the things I want to do, but the silence between Ethan's conversation and then mine, I was like, oh shoot, I gotta jump in. All right. Also,
But you don't have
reminder
19
check.
We're not
Make
doing
sure you have
jumping.
your dice out. Oh, that is not. You said which one?
Perception.
Perception. Ooh, that is a 12.
12. That's not terrible. You probably just hear as you're walking up, like, yeah, I'm feeling a bit better. Might go out sometime soon. She says, that's good. I'm glad you were able to cheer up. And that's basically all I get.
Oh, all right. And
Alright.
then we get into what I just
Yeah.
said, be kind of,
And
hey,
then
you
she
know,
turns
it's
to you.
been a bit.
Hey, V! Yeah, I'm glad you all made it back, and with everybody in tow.
Yeah, they all fought well, and they came out of it alive, and there are a lot of good kids and others in there in the group. They definitely got a good heart for sure. Be kind of looking around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they probably could use some training. We could probably hook them up with some of our adventurers here, see if they can't get a little bit of more sparring practice in before we send them out again. But, you know, it's up to them.
Yeah, that's guild. Definitely not what I thought of when I first arrived here, and yeah, I wanted to talk about that guild membership. Kind of saw on the road that it definitely is pretty handy in this new area. I didn't quite have something like this where I was from, and kind of interested in that.
Yeah, of course. We're always happy to have a new member. And of course, no pressure. You don't need to join. We're always happy to have anybody who comes in and out. But yeah, if you're interested, it's just the 25 gold. And then we'll get you your choice of badge. And yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh yeah, that would have definitely have helped on our first trip here. But I'm glad to see that the guild has good members taking care of it, and good leaders. 25 gold. Well, I definitely have that from our latest mission. So yeah, and we will get 25 gold out. Her hand's kind of shaking a little bit.
So you guys, wow, you got that from your latest mission, huh? That was a success then, eh?
Oh yeah, we made sure to bring everyone back, and as you can see, everyone is happy and in well peace, and I'm glad that no one's really too afraid of what happened there. Except for maybe Elisa. She was a little shaken up at the beginning. But she definitely got fine in the end. Took care of them too.
That's good. Yeah. Well, you know, most of our most of the people who come through here are able to recover pretty quickly. They make it through. You know, it's a rough life being an adventurer, but full of excitement and plenty of gold if you can make it through.
Oh yeah, and I definitely think having this badge will help keep a lot of that gold this time around. Looks like the group is planning to stay together, and I'm curious to see where we're gonna go next. I've
Oh,
got my
that's
own
great!
ideas.
A new group that's gonna stick together. I love when that happens. It's my favorite part of the job. It's really. What's your name?
Shoot, I only remember
You don't say
WW.
something stupid.
WWE Super Slam.
Oh, we Vols came up with the name. It's the Werewood Warriors. We're a
Werewood?
few kobolds out.
Oh, cool! I like it. That's like an epic sounding name. Cool. Also, would you like a pin-on badge or a? Would you like like an iron-on or more of like a brooch? What are you thinking?
Oh, the brooch sounds like it'd be really nice, and I could fit it on my different pockets. That would
Awesome.
be really well instead of poking holes in my leather.
Yeah, certainly. I'm right with you there. So he pulls that box out from the counter, and it's just like full of badges, and it's like scrambles through. She takes one up, polishes it off, and hands it to you.
Right, yep, if you will take that, officially becoming a member of the guild now.
Hey!
He kind of takes a sigh of relief. Well, I'll see how the conversations of the others are going, but I appreciate your help.
Certainly. Just let me know if you need anything.
We will kind of walk away, do a little wave.
Goes back to cleaning glasses as bartenders do.
We will go over to Vols and Halcyon.
Oh, hey V. Figure everything out with Donegold?
Oh yeah, Donegold's probably gonna be going to Amaranth, but he's working on a letter right now for me to bring back to his family.
Yeah, well, Halcyon and I were just kind of looking at the map here, seeing what other places look interesting for maybe our next job.
Well, the next job sounds all good and stuff, but I mean, after what we've been through, I think more of a celebration's in order. You mentioned that Wineyard getting its, what is it, a sale, an anniversary, something like that. But I just know that sounds like a more relaxing time, but more of a reward for us.
That's right, I almost forgot. Yeah, the vineyard's actually not too far from here, I don't think. Maybe about half a day's east of here, or west rather.
About a day.
A day, okay.
Yeah, well, I definitely think we could use a little bit more of a reward of risking our life in a never completed dungeon, getting it through, and I mean, you can always assume that things can go smoothly on the way there. We won't run into goblins this time.
Yeah, I mean, a break is always nice, I agree.
But
But
that's just my few cents.
yeah, I would be down for that. What about you, Halcyon?
Well, that sounds like a blast.
Maybe once the others get back, we can suggest that.
V's gonna like kind of tilt her head. Get back! They're right over there. As V points to.
Yeah, as they're
yeah,
walking
just
back
like they're done,
over
yeah.
to you.
Oh.
They didn't laugh. They just kind of talked to the rest of them, around here.
All right, guys. What'd you learn?
I learned that being a member of the guild has its perks. What did you learn?
Oh, yeah, I just noticed. I like your badge. It looks nice. Okay. We learned that Amaranth is a good place to find people. We've learned that if you want to do a ritual, to do with celestial bodies, it's probably good to do it in high places, like on mountains. And also that the winter solstice rituals can also have to do with bodies of water, but, you know, we're more looking for something that has to do with the summer solstice. Oh, and also if you want to do something secret like that, you probably aren't going to be near the coast. So probably something further in the peninsula would be good. Also that vague answers are better than specific answers.
Questions.
That's what I remember.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Next question.
V's
You
just gonna
see,
look over at,
whoever's
Lord and Seraphine.
you see Eliana, whoever is you're looking in that direction, just face palms as you say that.
Well, sounds like you got quite a bit out of your conversation then.
Yes and no.
Well, we were just kind of looking at the job board here and the map as well, and just kind of thinking about places where to go next. But if you mention Amaroth, maybe that's a good place to start.
True. Guess if things, multiple things intersect, it'd be nice to take care of a bunch at once.
Sadly, from what I heard, a lot of our other plans take us in the opposite directions from Amaroth.
Oh.
We had mentioned the Yvard wine place, having a sale or something going on there. And we thought that'd be a good way to celebrate our quest complete and going there. Not to mention that south of Resthaven, I'm gonna have a letter to deliver.
Oh. You know, if you put the letters on one of the barrels, it could probably get there. Honestly, it'd be pretty quick. But I guess we're not Resthaven anymore, so... where was the vineyard again?
Well, it's about a day's east from here.
West.
West. I don't know why I keep saying east.
Oh.
Yeah, it's about a day's journey west.
Okay, cool.
So,
So,
might be a
so it
nice little,
sort of is in the direction of Amaroth.
Just,
kinda.
you know, with a cliff in between it.
Yeah.
It's that, north-south kind of thing.
I mean, you know, if
But-
a feather fall, that can be
Oh,
a
my
story.
Push.
It's certainly a strategy.
But think
On
of
a
the
traveling
roads.
time. Yeah.
I can carry people, I guess. Figured out a new form while we were in there, in the dungeon. So
Wow.
They are
I'm
getting really
itching to try
quiet.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it
are
is
really
quiet.
quiet.
Yeah, I had to switch headsets because my headset just died on me. So
Okay,
man.
that explains it.
yeah,
Oh,
but
turn them off.
yeah, I got a new form while we were in the dungeon. I'm itching to try it though.
Ooh. That seems
Would you
pretty
say this is
cool.
more of a battle form or a... If you just
Well,
pictures like an octopus
all my
carrying
forms are
everyone.
very much heavily accustomed to battle since most of my forms are from the Feywild. But as one does, all forms also have some other uses. This one can fly.
Oh. Well, that could certainly alleviate some travel difficulties.
Mhm. So let's put that option down to go to the vineyard. I'll dub that, okay, the wine quest. Alright.
Okay.
What else we got?
Suddenly I feel like not going to the vineyard anymore. That's weird. That's weird. Huh. I don't know, in terms of group activities, I guess it would be either that or Amaroth, but
If
got
we
my
want to
own
get there
personal
faster.
mission.
Mhm.
Well, why don't we go to the vineyard and then swing on down?
Seems good to me.
Yeah, that does work out.
All right, let's go.
Okay,
I think it's decided.
it decided.
Think for a moment. But yeah, I think it's decided. Just gonna think.
It's like when Kurze goes, "Let's go," and pulls out his quarterstaff in the very adventure
wait.
awaits.
Yeah.
Yeah. And kind of starts walking. After about like 20 paces, just kind of looks back to make sure that everyone
Everybody
follows.
follows
Wait, I
Kurze?
remember
Yeah.
Seraphine did like the same thing.
Huh?
We can't leave right away. All right, I gotta go talk to Duncan a quick, guys. Ah, come on, just BRB, all right?
Who's Duncan?
Fuck.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. That's it. Good session, guys. It was great. No shot. Where did that even come from? I didn't even like read anything. Oh. Wow. All right.
Oh, so when you get someone else's name wrong.
So,
Yeah.
no, that was actually that's his dad's name.
It's not.
He's right. Why do you remember that? Man.
I have it written down.
Well, I've got Donegal's written down.
And
That
then you
didn't
also had
sound much
Donegal's
good.
name written down. That meant nothing.
Yeah, also had Duncan's
Uh,
name written down is the problem.
Ah.
Yeah.
Alright, so anyways, to my man's Donegal, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you go over to him and he's like, just in time. He hands you the letter with a little, kind of like a leather strap around it. And then, and you can give him this. And he holds up a little, it's like a little mechanical cat. It's like a little action figure cat. It's like one of those toys that it's a wind up toy. You wind it up and
Oh
then you
my
put it on there and
gosh.
its legs go like that and it walks.
Alright. V's gonna like look at it for a second. This reminds me of something that I wanted to make back in the dungeon. Because I noticed you had these tokens for different artificer creations, cantrips. And it gave me an idea of something that I wanted to work on while on the way. So I'm glad that he kind of holds the cat a little bit. Glad you reminded me that was something I wanted to work on again.
Cool,
I'll make
good.
sure this gets back home, and
Thank you.
my team's gonna be heading out. So best of luck to you and your group as we tips our hat, and hopefully
Yeah,
we'll
you as
meet
well.
again. There you go. Now V will go back to the group.
Okay, so everyone follow Kurze out. Anything last minute that you're gonna try and scramble and do or stop him?
Actually, I think I'm gonna follow Seraphine out.
Goes the wrong way.
What am I, Zorro now? Like, what the fuck?
Yes.
You give up that energy. I don't know why.
What the fuck?
I think it's because the last time we went out on a mission, it was, okay, this is the team, and you said, all right, good, and then you started leaving, and it's like, hey, let's go talk to the guild master. I think that's where it comes from.
Okay, well, you guys going on foot?
I guess so. Yeah.
Imagine if we did. Just enjoy a nice stroll, maybe have some more chats. What about you guys?
Sure.
It's about a day's journey on foot. So
Perfect.
they
We
have horses
arrived
here?
there at lunch.
they have a stables. You could certainly rent horses, or you could buy them if you wanted to.
Can I buy like a giant lizard thing just to have as like a pet that I can like bond with and
They
like
do not have that.
no giant lizard things?
No.
It's like I just buy a horse. It's like you bought a horse, yippee. It's like what if I had something I could attach to? Like
Do we
Every-
save money
NASCAR.
if we eat the horse
Like
after we're done?
NASCAR.
Ethan and Brendan would know NASCAR.
NASCAR.
NASCAR was a legend, but
The greatest camel to
I
ever.
mean, that was the greatest camel. But yeah, if you guys want horses, let's go get some horses.
How much are horses?
Who are you just yelling this out in the middle of the cavern?
Get a horse around here.
Horses!
Is there anyone in the stable?
Sure. I mean, if you go to the stables, yeah, I'm sure there's somebody in there. Yeah.
Darn,
So
I
you
was
go to
hoping
the
we could
stables?
steal the horse. That'd be fast.
I walk up to the stables and just out loud go, "How much are horses?"
Rent or buy.
You yell it out, and you don't get a response for a couple seconds, and then Maya Fire Genasi pokes his head out, and says, "Hello.
Hi.
You want horses?
Yes, horses.
Rent
Who
or buy.
are you? Guild members?"
Yes. Here's my badge.
Yeah, he checks all your badges, which, if I remember correctly, you're all guild members now.
Yeah, there was only one imposter.
All right. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He counts you. If you, don't have an infinite supply of horses, we kind of just have whatever we have here. So we try to ration them out efficiently. But if you each share a horse, I can give you 3 horses. As long as you bring them back, it's free for guild members.
Oh.
Otherwise, you have to pay for them.
Right.
Like if you don't bring them back, you have to pay for them
Gotcha.
when you
Oh,
get
yeah,
back.
of course.
Right. Wait, so like, what happens if you never see us again?
Like if we die.
Well, I guess then that's that.
Alright.
I was wondering if you had like some horse taxmen that like
Nah, I
chase
got-
people
I
down
got
to the ends of
inside
the
check
earth.
that. This guy, he's got a business to run.
I mean, if you ever go to any guild ever again, they will definitely not just us,
True.
All right,
like the guilds, they know. But if you never use our guild services again, then yeah, you paid your membership.
I see.
He's gonna
Okay.
look down at him and be like, "But why would you ask that question? I can see that's a valid question. Why would you ask that question?"
I mean, it's a story.
V is just gonna look like, "Huh?" and then step back a little bit.
I don't see why you're surprised. Anyways, renting horses, please. 3.
Sure. He pulls out 3 horses.
V will take one.
I will take another one.
Who's sharing?
I'm liking this. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm liking this. So far, the captains are V and Seraphine. There's one horse up for grabs that everyone else has to share.
I'll take the last.
All right, now we've got something going here.
I don't think Halcyon would know how to ride a horse. So I should not steer.
I can help you.
Okay. I'll go with V.
Alright, I'll go with Seraphine.
All right, that means Vols and Lorn. Yeah, you all saddle up. Actually, I got to pull up my fucking travel. Travel pace is now fair. How long is it gonna take you? Travel. Okay. Boys, it's fast. You get there in half a day. As long as you follow the road, which is a day on the road. So, yeah. With your horses, you are able to go along the road. And it's It's still, I think, the same day that you arrived. So you'll arrive there at night, I would say. But it would be tonight that you would arrive there. Yeah. All right. Is there anything specific that you want to do before as you head off?
I'm good.
No.
Even too.
Cool. All right. Well, then you head off. The ride is pretty easy, pretty simple. The roads on the coast are usually relatively clear. The occasional quest to clear a monster on the road pops up, as Alessa and gang discovered.
I'm aware.
But aside from that, typically speaking, it's pretty clear. So you arrive without much issue. The day passes. Is there anything that any of you talk about as you ride there?
V looks back to Halcyon. I think this is only the second time I've rode a horse. Continues looking forward.
Well, you got one more on me. It just starts veering off to the side. Like, wait.
Did you say Lorn and I were on the same horse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What do you mean, oh boy?
Please, go into this.
Oh, it brings me joy.
I think Vols is just like kind of feeling a little awkward, doesn't know what to say to Lorn while they're on the same horse.
Clinging to Lorn as tightly as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're ripping his waist.
He'll just So how good are you at this? I've never been on a horse before.
I haven't either.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
Well, I guess this will be an experience for both of us.
Alright.
Just for the fuck of it, the three of you who are driving, roll me an animal handling check.
Okay.
I was waiting for that. All right, good.
Oh, same.
Give me a second.
I wasn't gonna make you,
Come
but
on.
the repeated
Come on,
mentions
now
of
what?
I've never ridden a
Oh,
horse
now
before.
what?
Oh, I was waiting for it.
No! Oh!
Oh,
You roll
no.
well.
No, I rolled high.
I knew it.
You were hoping for low?
Oh, I knew. As soon as I heard the disappointment, I knew.
Wait,
he
did you get a
rolled well.
20?
No, but if I did, that would have been hilarious.
I know, right?
I got a
You
20
get
not
frightened by your
natural.
horse.
Nice. Seraphine?
Yeah, just put it in.
Oh yeah.
I got a
22. Oh yeah, you're fine. So you brag about never having ridden a horse before, and it's not like super smooth sailing, but it's that you don't get bucked off or veer off. It takes you a little while to figure out like how to make them go faster and slower, but it doesn't take too long. You've seen people ride horses before. You're all familiar with the beast that is the horse in this world.
The beast.
I was waiting for like Seraphine's conversation to be like, "Why was I not the horse?" Huh?
What
But
Kurze
yeah.
and I are doing are actually more of like, we're playing I Spy. We're in the back. We're just chilling.
Yeah, Kurze and Seraphine are just having a great time.
So, oh, before we start our next game, what'd you think of Eliona?
Confusing.
Like a good confusing or a bad confusing?
I don't know. It's
Confusing.
it was very much confusing. I couldn't tell if it was more of a, oh god, get me the fuck out of here, maybe Faye, or she just knows too much type of confusing.
I don't know. She winked at you, so that's something.
I think she knows I'm Faye.
Nah, there's no way. How are you hooves feeling, by the way?
I mean, they're still kind of tight, but that's just because of the fact I've been running a good amount.
Yeah, I just don't know, because, like, I feel like when they make saddles for horses, they don't really keep that in mind.
Yeah, normally it would be a problem, but I think if you put enough, like, oomph into it, it doesn't really matter at that point.
I mean, yeah, same with most horses not being halfling-sized.
It's like in a similar vein, like, if the door doesn't open one way, I mean, if you open it from the hinges, I think it should be fine.
True. I'll keep that in mind for the next tavern we find.
Kurze is gonna kick a door and take bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I don't know. If there's something there and you want to go for it, like I ain't looking for that with her. So you know, if you want to.
Excuse me. What? Like, look into what in particular?
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. I wasn't ruining any moment.
Like, as a battle partner, like, I mean, she does seem like she's strong, but that doesn't mean I want to just kill her, like, on the spot. I'm always cautious about people, but I didn't think I was giving off that vibe at that point, at least.
Hold on. Do you know of the birds and the bugbears?
Huh?
Oh, saying above. Okay.
Oh my god,
we'll
we're
go
not
into
gonna
this
roleplay this conversation.
I'll get someone to tell you eventually about that.
When you're older.
When you're older, I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest one in the group, technically. But
when I spy something green, and then I go and abandon that conversation.
Trying to explain love to Seraphine. That's gonna be an interesting task.
Baby, don't hurt me.
Yeah, well, you guys arrive safely. Unless you have any other conversations you want to have.
Unless you don't
as
want to
the-
arrive safely.
Unless you want to go somewhere else.
We
As
turn
the
around.
sun starts to set, you make it to the familiar vineyard Vols.
This is the familiar vineyard Vols? Wow. Nice place.
I guess I will shout out for Vernon. See if he's around. I'll be like,
Yeah, as you all pull up on your horses, you shout out to see if anybody's home, and Vernon's kind of actually just wrapping things up in the field for the day, and he sees you come in, and he kind of like looks out a little bit confused, and as he sees you, luckily, it takes a second, but he sees you on the back of the horse. Very distinct contrast between you and Lorn, so it kind of actually makes it you easier to see almost. Anyways, he goes, "Oh, hey, Vols! Been a while.
Hey.
I didn't expect to see you so soon."
Yeah, we well, a lot's happened in the short time that I've been gone, but
I see that you've got some new friends.
I did indeed. This is my new adventuring group. Let me introduce you to the Wormwood Warriors.
The Wormwood Warriors. Nice, I like it.
Yeah, we just got done with our first mission, and we heard about your sale going on here, and well, since I know how good your product is here, I figured I'd share it with my new friends.
Interesting. We definitely don't have a sale going on. But, I'm happy to, for you, you're happy to spend the night, and, no charge for you.
Wait, really?
V just like sitting up behind him. Just,
Yep, no sale, no.
Huh. I guess that town crier was
Fake news.
fake news.
You heard something about our vineyard from the town crier. Was it perhaps I mentioned that this harvest is going to be especially rich, and that going to be a special year for the harvest. So people are going to want to pay ahead so they can purchase our wine.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Basically, what I'm telling you is you misheard, and I just let you mishear for the whole time. There was no
thank you
sale. There was
so
never a
much.
sale.
Oh my gosh. Oh, sounds like something like that. V puts a hand on Vol's shoulder, kind of applying a little bit of pressure. Oh, I'm so glad that you keeping up with the news and track of this. That's hey, at least we are first to arrive here.
I'm gonna look back to you. And who was the one who suggested we went here?
Who was the one that told us there was a sale and we could celebrate?
I mean, we did celebrate. You just wanted to celebrate more.
Well, come in. Don't worry. Come in. Dinner is on the stove, and I'm sure we've got plenty. We usually make enough for leftovers, so we can break out one of our new batches.
Oh, so there is a nice early supply. Love to hear that. Well, can't wait to see what you have. Vols spoke so highly about here, and we're interested to see what you have. As he walks past Vols.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
any friend of
lied
Vols is a
about
friend of
that.
mine.
Furniture here is top-notch quality, I can assure you.
Hey, that's good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, I'll bring you inside for dinner, and he's got a wife and a young daughter, and they're helping prepare dinner, and you can all sit down for a nice meal. Clearly an extremely rich family. It is probably some of the best. It's probably, maybe except for some of Elysia's personalities, or Alessa's personalities, but certainly not Halcyon. It is probably the best food any of you have ever had. As far as and maybe it's not your favorite food, but it's like the most expensive or whatever, high quality food you've ever had.
A small fork right next to my big fork.
Yep, exactly.
Like,
yep. And wine is served.
Halcyon's like looking at you as you say that and just like picking up one in each hand, just shrugging. Yeah.
oh god.
I just push the second fork to the side.
I haven't read enough high nobility novels to know proper etiquette. Oh god.
Elysia is just slamming the walls inside me, into my head.
Yeah,
Right now.
bang your head against the wall.
I guess Vols will try and break the tension in the room. So, how's everything been after the Onkeg problem?
Mary, actually, the wife, speaks up. It's been great. We hired some new guards. As she says that, you actually look around and notice that there are a few You know, maybe an armed man walks past every once in a while, and there were a couple of guards at the front, at the entrance to the vineyard, and so you know, just in case, you can't always have a good Spartan like you to come around. But so we felt a little more secure after that. We repairs haven't quite been complete, so you know we had to move Anne into a different room for now. But yeah, it's been we've definitely had a bit more of appreciation for just kind of everything ever since. And luckily, you know, like Vernon said in his advertisement, it's going to be a great harvest this year. So we're looking forward to it. Obviously, will be some time before anybody can actually, you know, have the wine. But in a couple of years' time, you'll definitely want to have money ready to. Well, I guess for you, Vols, we'll save a bottle just for you. But everybody else is going to want to save up for this harvest. So.
Well, I appreciate it. Glad that you guys are doing well.
Yeah.
Have you guys had any others pass through since? Anyone of note, maybe?
Let me see. Few, you know, travelers here and there. It's one of the reasons why we set this place up. It's a good spot for people to stop by on the way. So, you know, free advertising and all that. Anybody of note? I don't know. We did have an interesting fellow come by. He said he was going south, but not to Emeroth. He was a bit ominous, frankly. But he seemed like a nice enough fellow. Yeah, I don't know. That was the only thing they could mention. Everybody else has been traveling merchants or, you know, an adventure on the way to the Dawn and Dust Tavern or something like that. But that was just, you know, not every day that you get somebody quite so inconspicuous, I guess.
Do you remember what he looked like?
Yes, he was, he had just kind of a cloak on. There seemed to be relatively, I don't want to judge, say that he was concealing his appearance or anything like that, but that's what it appeared. But he did seem to have a purple tunic on under his cloak, and he wore a pendant. It looked like just kind of like a black circle.
When she's finished describing him, Vols is gonna just kind of snatch glances with the rest of the party.
We kind of like smirking and shaking your head a little bit, you know, like almost like not even believing, like nah.
This was a few days ago, I think, maybe almost a week ago.
Oh.
But yeah, he was coming from the north. So I don't know. He said he had business in the south. Yeah, on the coast.
Was he very like travel weary, or did it seem like he was
travel weary? Not more than a normal person. He was pretty young, spry. Seemed like he had a lot of energy in him.
Okay. Just thinking about like the road north of us, I guess. What's the place aside from Morthiad? I know there's another settlement pretty close north of you guys.
Oh yes, that's a stables. Yes, they have some of the finest horses on the Emerald Coast.
Oh, okay. Good to know. By the way, different topic. Would happen to have like any business that would require adventurers' assistance out on more further places than the Emerald Coast, would you?
Do we? Adventures? Not necessarily, no. I mean, we always have errands that need running, but I wouldn't ask you to do anything like that. Unless I suppose you were in need of a job, we could always use extra hands.
There isn't like a specific type of vine blight that gives like really good grapes or something.
He's just like looking over, like kind of like, is this real? Like, wait, is he just making this up? Like,
A
what?
vine
Is this in
blight
the
that
stories?
gives grapes. I wouldn't really know. We don't harvest our grapes from vine blights. We don't typically have creatures around. Like I said, we hired guard, and Vols took care of the main one that we'd had in a long time. So,
Okay.
but everyone. I mean, I'm sure there's often hunting to do in the Emerald Woods if you're looking for something. Nothing too dangerous out there, luckily, or else we wouldn't have set up shop here. But there's always interesting things, at least I think, out there. I think bears are just the cutest, so it's always fun to see one of them around. But we always have shipments going to Emeroth or to the port town south of Resthaven. I suppose you're welcome to carry something down there for us if you'd like, but I couldn't offer you more than a few gold.
We can certainly do that. We were going to Amaroth after this anyway, I believe.
That's correct.
Oh, well, yes, I suppose if you want to take a few bottles down for us, I could probably... Well, how much can you take? Probably, got a couple of shipments going down there. About 20, 25 bottles of wine. At least that I need for this upcoming week. I'll pay you a gold per bottle, I suppose. 25 gold.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like a nice little side mission while we're looking for our next big thing to do.
Well, it's only fair after the hospitality that you've given us here. We might have found our way here a bit on accident, but at least doing a little bit of good as we leave would help our luck.
Well, that's very kind of you. This is just reassuring us that, you all have found a great friend in Vols, let me say. He's a wonderful person.
Aw, you flatter me too
Looking
much.
over at Vols.
So this food is great. Did one of you cook this?
Yes, me and Anne. Cooked from scratch.
How is Anne doing?
You say that, and Mary looks down at her, and she's sitting there kind of playing with her food a little bit. But having a good time. She just kind of pops up. Oh God, little girl voice. Oh Jesus, I was not prepared.
Let it warm up.
Yeah, right. I'm doing great, thank you. We'll go with that for now.
feeling back to full strength?
Yes, it was very scary, but I had a hero to save me, so it was a great story. I get to brag to all my friends now. I was saved by a hero.
Well, I don't know about that. I just did what anyone would do, really. But hey, the real hero, I think, is you for staying so brave.
Yeah.
Well, glad you're doing all right, Anne.
You too.
Kurze will just basically eat as slowly as possible so that he can just savor this food.
Yeah. Well, unless there's anything else any other conversations you want to have, you finish up your dinner and they've got spare rooms for all of you. Comfortable beds,
Nice.
fantastic sheets.
Yo, rich people beds. Let's go.
Yep.
This place is like a hotel. What the heck?
Ah, this is better than any inn. Which honestly, I think this would probably be like the most fanciest place V has seen. So yeah, V is just like in shock.
Alright, when we go back to get paid for our little mission, be sure to arrive around dinner time again.
Ooh, you know what? Kurze, you're right.
You were so close.
As we're walking to the rooms, I'm just like looking at everything, and then I look back and see that everyone is left without me. I'm like, oh no! Just like run around. It's like, oh, where? Oh no! Oh, okay, there. Okay. Ooh, what's that? Oh no! Where'd everyone go?
It's a big place too. You definitely get lost in it.
The Lost finds the twins from The Shining. Oh no!
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's definitely art on the walls and stuff like that, rich people stuff. But yeah. You all have a restful night's sleep. And you wake up in the morning.
Feeling like
And okay. All right. Yeah. What's up?
Oh no, just forgot to do the important thing that is that.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it's no longer good to wake up in the morning feel like pity. He did it.
Oh my god.
Wow. Well, yeah. You guys are on the vineyard and it's morning time. Breakfast is made for you. But unless you want to have some more conversations, kind of just tell me how and where you're going to head off.
I got my hat, and I'm looking a little bit uncomfy. But I kind of wolfed down. Breakfast.
Who are you today?
That was a test. Who's got the
It's
hat?
Carter,
Thank you.
of course. That's what I'm here for.
Zeta, is that you?
Yo, if it was Zeta, that would be fun.
Stabs Vols.
Carter, good to see you again.
Good to be here. I think I missed all the wine from last night, though.
The alcohol wear off all right?
I feel good.
Good.
Do you think you woke up today because the wine was there?
He thinks for a second. It's an interesting thought.
Summoned by the alcohol.
Would be fun to try that sometime. There's so much wealth for the sake of wealth, though.
Just next time, maybe tone it down a bit. Halcyon wasn't doing so great last time.
What you're saying is have
I love you,
more.
buddy, but like, you gotta think about your body there.
With that being said,
Anyways, to that, food and drinks for breakfast.
so Seraphine goes down. She's like, "Oh, it's Carter. Yo, second round, let's go."
Oh,
Jeez.
I'm in. I don't need to drive a horse.
yeah.
Carter, you must have missed it. We really need to get to Amaroth, you know.
Oh yeah, what's in Amaroth?
A lot.
Okay.
But when we get there, we can definitely try getting wasted then.
You can't win, Carter.
How far is it to Amaroth?
Depends on how you're going.
Well, I
No.
don't
Are
think
you
our
jumping off a
horses...
cliff?
The cliff idea was great until we got the horses.
Okay, so if you follow the road, it's about a day and a half on the horses if you follow the road.
That's fine. We're not in a rush.
I'll be right back.
God, this measuring tool on the map is so helpful.
Is the family like around in the morning?
Yeah.
I hope they are.
Okay.
Just doing their normal stuff. Vernon just says to say goodbye before you leave, but other than that, you know, you're free to hang out. He's gonna get to work.
I'm gonna pull aside the party and just be like, so what do you guys make of what she said last night?
Well, I can't wait to see that their harvest is bountiful, and hopefully once it's done, we can come back and we can get that.
No, not that.
I mean, it's gonna be fun wine.
About
fun juice.
About this strange guy.
Oh, it's probably the person I'm already thinking of.
Yeah. Well, or connected to it, but he shrugs.
Well, assuming he was going south. At least, you know, that's what she said, but he might be one to look out for.
He's most likely trying to get away from where he once was. So going to Amaroth would probably give him a good chance to get onto a ship and, you know, sail away to a different area.
He wasn't going for Amaroth, though. That's what the family said.
Interesting. This seems more fascinating than yes, more. We just need to keep more of an eye out for suspicious activity while we're on the road, I guess.
Was Balik young?
No.
No. So yeah, probably just another one.
Well, either way, it does concern me, so would just like dust it be on guard.
I mean, hey,
Saw what Bela could do, so who knows what the others could.
There you go.
I mean, all things considered, even though it was the wrong direction, V, it was nice to run into that family, because, oh boy, I need to have a meal like that again.
Yeah, come on, V. Even if we came here for the wrong reasons, we got the most out of it.
You guys are acting like I didn't enjoy the warm feast and beds as well. I'm on board with you guys all the same. This was definitely a great time being here. I've never said that was wrong. He kind of puts
why
their
do you
hands
think it
up.
was a bad idea to do this?
You're absolutely right. I'm so glad we didn't just go off somewhere else for missions or whatever. You're absolutely right. But we still have the same goal. Still going to Amaranth.
I wonder if they found... If I was wild-shaped as a bear, do you think they would, like, feed me and, like, still...
Kurze's just gonna stay here forever.
Yeah. Probably not as interesting around this neck of the woods.
I think it would only happen if you were actually the same size as you are right now, type of bear.
I don't know.
If you were
I've heard stories about people taking bears for pets.
That tracks.
And besides, shouldn't. It's not like I'm seriously considering it, anyways. It's too boring around this area. These woods are too small. Hell, I mean, is Weldon Hilder like smaller than the woods I'm from?
It's a similar size. It's probably more. It's pretty similar size. It's more dense, I would say, a little bit. Maybe in certain parts. They're comparable. But I mean, you've not been to Weldenholder, so
right.
I mean, it's hard to say, but just based on what it looks like on the map, they look, like I said, comparable.
And so I kind of feel uncomfortable when the forest doesn't have a lot of rivers. It's just kind of like, where did they get their water from? It's like, yeah, what, you gonna go to collect rainwater? It's awful. As far as I'm considered, if your forest ain't like a couple miles from a river, you're in a desert.
That's definitely how that works.
So specific, oh my god.
Alright, you know what? Maybe I could bring some, like, breakfast along on the road? There's a few things in there. And then we can
eggs in her
collect
pocket.
apples, but yes. But, and then we'll collect our delivery and be on our way.
Yeah, no objections here.
Yeah. You find Mary, and she gives you the 25 bottle of wine. And, she'll give you 12 gold now, and she'll give you 13 gold if when you come back. When you've completed the mission, but yeah, sends you off on your way. Also, is there anything else anybody wants from here?
Not
I think Vols will just say a quick goodbye to the family and then it off.
Just take one of the, I don't know, grapes or something from the vines so you can study the seeds, make your own. Come on.
If you think of anything else that you'd like to sponsor the up-and-coming Wormwood Warriors for, please let us know.
I'll definitely keep an eye out. All right. Jesus Christ.
So, Vols, how many more people do you know like this?
Yeah.
Well, no one as rich as that. That's for sure.
Well, it's nice being able to meet some people you've met on your little journey here. Are they people you've... What is it you do exactly? Collect names? Have you collected any of their names?
I did, in fact.
Was it that, little girl that you saved, or the whole family?
All three of them.
Odd.
Wait a minute. You collect... Oh, collecting names. I thought that was just a weird thing you did with Meepo.
Oh, no. I've actually got a small list here already, based on my journey.
I kind of look at Seraphine and it's like, is he a hag in disguise?
Yeah, you don't need to worry. It's not for any nefarious purposes. I can assure you that. But, I'm sure I've described this before to you all, right?
Yeah.
Collecting
Tell it
names.
to the others, just in case.
Yeah. I'm collecting names to, well, to be a part of my future boat. My idea is that I want to etch the names of those I met along my journey into my boat as a way of allowing them to be remembered and experience the world with me, in a sense.
We're not dead.
Once their souls are fused to the planks, go on the river Styx.
Do you say that out loud?
I kind of just mumble it like wordlessly to myself.
Vols just kind of looks a little concerned. Alright, well. Anyway, that's about it.
V's just smiling and shaking her head.
I'm gonna whisper to you, is he okay?
I've been asking that since this journey has started. I'm still trying to figure that out. I feel like sometimes I think he's okay, and sometimes I think he's not. This has been one of my goals for our team. Like, put a hand on your shoulder. Sometimes he gets it right on, and it's 100%, and I agree with him. Sometimes he just says something, I have to wonder if it's actually him saying it.
I'll look to you for reassurance and be like, this thing of mine isn't strange, is it?
No.
I sure hope not.
Pat on the shoulder. All right, let's get this delivery going, team. Those who are not driving, take good care of what we're carrying. Driving. That sounds so weird to say. Those who are not... No, that's it.
What's the word? I don't know.
Steering. That's like the
Steering,
same
I
thing.
guess. Yeah,
Man.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like,
Piloting.
Piloting the horse.
I mean, I feel like
What do you-
driving is still right, because...
The
Like, it's
legs
just
fold
weird.
up into wings and we fly into the sunset.
like when you say
Yeah.
piloting, specifically, it makes me think of like a mech. So I'm like, are we going inside the horse now?
Yo.
No, we're too early in the campaign to have a horse mech.
Also, hold on, let me mark. That's passage of time on this calendar real quick. So, start of 13th session, you slept until the morning, and then so it was morning of the 25th, then you spent the night at Rest Haven, and then the end of the 13th.
I'm guessing there was like at least a long rest in there somewhere.
Yeah, you guys took a long rest in
Okay, for some
in
reason
Rest
I
Haven, I
just
think.
never done that, and I was like, that's not right.
End of 13th session, and this would be midday. And then the start of 14th is midday on the 26th.
Nice, and all my stuff are saved. We're so back.
And then you spend the night, and now it's the morning of the 27th. All right. Well, for this travel, it's about a day and a half on the horses if you follow the road. You will pass back through past the tavern if you want to pick anything up there for whatever reason. But otherwise, can I have one person roll me a d6?
I'll do it.
Well, oh, okay.
It's a, I'm
Okay,
like, I
well, there
will
you go.
not.
6.
6. All right, Matt.
Oh.
Oh god.
I want you to describe the journey for me. What do you do? Where do you camp on the way there? Do you see anything that's interesting? What's the weather like? Just go ahead and narrate for me. Just what
Use
this
your
journey's like.
DMing knowledge.
We're going through, and first of all, I'll have like a quick thing with Vols and say like, oh, sorry for acting weird before. Vols is definitely too normal of a name to be Fae. So
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or an insult.
it's a
But
great name,
thanks.
solid name.
Give a thumbs up. Well, I'm glad you think so.
No, there's just a lot of stories, and well, actually, these ones are pretty true stories. Some of my pixie friends warned me that if I ever up in the Feywild, to never just go and give my name too freely. So you
Hey, how's it going?
your little story triggered some alarm bells in my head.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I mean Seraphine and I do end up having some Lombardi incidents about mistaking Fae, so it wouldn't be the first time.
What is a Lombardi? I've heard you use that term, and I've never been able to figure it out. I can gather what a Fae is, but
It's just an embarrassing event. I'll tell you about it once we get back into Emeralda. And we continue on, and the road does go along the coast, so I do kind of drink in the open waters with my eyes, not actually.
Drink the seawater.
Hey.
The clouds seem to be sparse, but are able to give us a little bit of cover. Along the way, we see many a traveler going in the opposite direction of us. Many us in similar gear to us, and others in more merchant garb. A couple of times I spot, someone in shining armor and just think, Oh man, but what if one of them was a knight? But I don't want to stop anyone if they're going on a journey and want to forestall their epic quest. Along the way, we were able to steer clear of anything that seems too sketchy because it's pretty open. And before long, the activity starts to build back up as we hear Emeroth in the distance.
All right, I like it. And as you have done an adequately described player-driven narrative event from our Tome of Terrific Travel, you can all have inspiration.
Yeah!
Oh. Thanks, Matt.
Wait a minute, all of us?
Everyone? Yep.
So if I reached 5 out of 5,
Then
Oh
you
my
get an experience point.
Let's
then
go.
we get an experience. And does that gets rid of my inspiration entirely, right?
If you have inspiration, you keep it. Your tallies just
Okay.
go to 0.
Your tallies go to 0. Got it. There we go.
So just to be
Wow.
fully transparent, Brendan came up with a, he came up with a system of travel based on some stuff that he had been watching and reading, and we worked out. I've kind of put together a bit of a system for it. So this was one of the options where a player describes a leg of the journey, and with as long as they put in a half decent effort to describing it, everybody gets an inspiration. So.
Hey.
Glad you guys are utilizing it.
Oh, nice. I thought I was like giving you time to like prepare some deadly encounter that was gonna happen to us.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, you mentioned the sea? Now
This
there's
could be
a sea
multiple
monster.
things, that's
Good
okay.
job.
Yeah, I mean, it's very like the part of the system is the DM can kind of mold it to each their own circumstance. So very possible that there are certain times where you'll roll one thing, and maybe I'll, if I want something to happen, then I'll throw another one in there as in addition to it or as part of it or something, or I'll jump scare you. I'll pretend like it's one thing and then it's different, But yeah, that's one of the things is a player, whoever rolled the dice describes what goes on, and just narratively, we come across a magic item, but
Wow. There you go.
but yeah, it's an opportunity for inspiration on travel, kind of just to make it, I guess, a little more impactful on your character sheets in a sense.
And there are other stuff as well.
There's many other, 6, as you might imagine, with the D6.
I actually like that
but-
because it's also like kind of shows Matt and his character what
Mhm.
he experiences through travel. So,
Yeah, it's a great way to narrate it from a character's perspective. Actually, that's a good point. I'll probably write that in where your third person perspective, but third person from your character's point of view. So yeah,
And the system's
did
not
good,
like
Matt.
fully finalized, but
no, very tweaked.
I'm glad that we're attempting to use it, which is
Yeah, I got to play test
awesome
it.
to see.
I wasn't gonna. Probably will keep it to if it's a travel that's more than a day is when I'll typically use it. But yeah. All right. Well, as Matt said, as you near Emeroth, the peaceful, white noise of the road starts to get overridden by the clamor and chatter of a busy port city. Voices and carts rolling on stone roads, and bells ringing at the port, and at chapels and at clock towers, and the typical sounds of a noisy city. And as you arrive, you see most of you travel through Emeroth, I think, on your way here. Not all of you. And so you're familiar with the site, but quite a large city. For some of you, maybe even the largest city that that you've been to. Vols Verdmore is bigger, but close second, and Kurze and Seraphine, hard to say, passing through Vorin. Maybe you've been through bigger cities, but it's quite a large port city. The Emerald Peninsula is kind of, some of the most sparse and unpopulated land in the continent, and then 3 of the biggest cities in the whole continent. So this is one of them. And as you arrive, you can only wonder what potential awaits all the people that you can meet and ask questions to. Any good or craft that you could possibly want at your fingertips. And a wine delivery to have. I'll have to come up with a list of people who you guys have to drop off the wine to. But the clamor of the city, it is walled on the land side. Not a super big wall, but a wall nonetheless. The gate is open, and there's guards are just kind of, if there's a cart, they stop and check the cart. But other than that, they're just kind of there to watch. They are not like checking for papers or anything as travelers pass through. And we will go ahead and end the session a bit short as you guys pass through the gates of Emerald.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
I like this. It was a nice little short and sweet session that kind of allow us to readjust.
Very slice of life. Oh, my heart.
Yeah, and you got an experience point. So hey.
Yeah.
Do we level
Hey,
up?
do we level up?
You do not level up.
What?